What? Okay, we are live.
Can you see me okay?
You're perfect. Perfect. What? What's in the red cup?
Lemonade.
Awesome. Okay, we're live. And then on to the song. About to record in 3, 2, 1.
I just want to be free. Be free. Free.
Okay, what? Another episode of the things I wish I knew about money. I'm your host, Camille Smith, and it's episode 64. Woo! Jeez, hold on. I gotta sound the alarm for this one because I think it's a real big thing. Oh, the thing don't want to come true. Hold on. The app doesn't want me to be great right now, but I'm going to be great regardless. Oh, like back in the day when our parents used to like struggle with technology.
We're having those moments, right?
We're having those moments right now.
Oh man.
But I'm going to be great regardless. And all that good stuff. Like back in the day when our I think you gotta mute that.
Yep.
With technology. Please and thank you.
Absolutely. There we go.
Want it to be great. So I apologize, folks, but you already know the sound. So it's episode 64 and all that good stuff. I have a wonderful guest, Christopher Lawrence. And before I get onto my lovely guest, I'm just going to talk about what happened last week. So as you all know, last week we talked about love and relationships. And I'm just shocked and appalled at how many people were able to join. So clearly y'all love to hear mix up instead of finances, but it's all good because we talked about that last week. I wanted to bring on a special guest this week. And the fun fact is, Christopher, is the reason why it's a special day is because it's the 12th of the month. And I was born the 12th of the month. And so are you. So, you know what? I'm trying to remember when I think I met you online, because I've noticed that online I've always been meeting folks, and I was able to see it was either on LinkedIn or it was Facebook that I saw a special program that you were talking about. So by all means, sir, introduce yourself. Whoa, big up Christopher Lawrence.
Well, hey, Camille Smith, thank you so much. It's an honor, it's a joy, it's a blessing to be on your platform. You've been doing some great work in community, and I'm pretty sure you forever will be doing that. So I think the question was to tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm Christopher Lawrence. Of FrequencyEventPromotions.com. We are a marketing, advertising, and promotion company right here in Toronto, Canada. So essentially, we design, we promote, and we print. In terms of marketing, advertising, and promotion, I've always been attracted to the three. Even going back as far as my first job as a Sunday Sun newspaper carrier, right? So not only did I deliver newspapers, but I also had to subscribe new subscribers. So the longer the route, the more money I got, right? It left from there to basically promoting urban events with my cousin at a young age. And, one thing led to the next, ended up working in the nonprofit realm, then for-profit realm. So it's quite a story. It's quite a journey. The journey has not
Yeah.
stopped. It keeps on going, like the Energizer Bunny, right? Keeps on going and going, going. But yeah, again, it's a joy and a blessing to be in your midst. I'm really excited about your podcast show, which is episode 64. So here we are, and that's me in a nutshell.
Yeah, nice. So what would you say you like better, the non-for-profit or for-profit type of organization?
Both. I think you need two. But I mean, I've helped a lot of individuals in the non-for-profit realm, and I've helped a lot of folks in the for-profit realm. But yeah, I can dive into both, right? It's a part of me. It's a part of me, right?
Yeah. And I think when I met you, so mind you, folks, if you actually look at the template of the podcast, guess who's truly did it? So I've always been representing with Christopher as well. And we've been doing a lot of great things in the last, 3 years or so?
Under this umbrella, yes. Last 3 years, been really hitting the ground running with the marketing, advertising, promotion under Frequency Event Promotions. So yeah.
And what made you become so passionate about it? I know you've been doing, like, you have a lot of layers on yourself, but what made you more passionate about, like, marketing in a sense?
Marketing is all around us. We're always constantly, ever so much, eating with our eyes. I guess I'll speak for myself, right? But I mean, it's all around us, right? If we look to our left, we might see a car that we might have the younger version to, the younger version to. We want the newer model. We might pass a restaurant we've never seen before, and you know what? Come paycheck time, payday, maybe for some on a Friday, you might, make plans to go to that favorite restaurant. So marketing for me, it's all around me. It actually teaches me a whole lot, not only about myself, but just society on the whole. So I feel the more you know about society and how to kind of navigate through it, so it's passionate to me. It's always changing. It's always evolving, like technology. So for me, I love it. I like it. It's always changing, right?
Always changing.
Right.
It's like, especially like, okay, technology is always changing, like Zoom changes and all that good stuff. And you're just like, geez, how can I be able to maximize it? And you're right. Like, I like how you said it, your eyes are fed to it, is like, everywhere you go, you see a brand. Whether it's like a smile, whether it's a logo or a symbol, and you always think like, oh yeah, that company, I understand that company. And I guess the question is like, how important is it for someone to remember your logo or symbol or even your slogan? Like how important is that to you?
It's huge. It's a must have. And that's why I think, I'm glad that you touched on logos. I don't think logos have to be overemphasized. They just need to be very clean, straight to the point, and easy on the eyes, right? So if you look at the golden arch, I mean, sometimes I think that M stands for money, a billion served every day, right? So, I mean, colors are important. Taglines, slogans, they need to be short, succinct. They need to be catchy. KFC, finger licking good.
Wendy's. It depends which KFC you're talking about. KFC here, trash.
Hey.
In Jamaica, though.
Right. I think Wendy's always fresh. I think that's Wendy's or Tim Hortons, but you want it to have a resounding effect that if you hear it again and you want to be like, aha. Remember Zellers? The lowest price is the law.
Which was Byways? What was Byways?
Byways? I think it's just Byway. I don't even know.
And I'm aging myself when I say Byways because everyone's what is that?
or I don't know if you would know this one, Bargain Harold's.
Wait. Say it again.
Bargain Harold's.
No. Oh
Uh-oh.
no. What about, wait. I had to redeem myself. Honest Ed.
Honest Ed's, the infamous Honest Ed's Bathurst and Bloor, which has now been
Yes.
replaced by Development.
Yes, I
Right?
posted it last night on my WhatsApp, and I was actually sad. I was like,
Oh man. Yep.
what, how?
They had a good run though. Very epic in community. They've done a lot. I think that every year for the last however many years, they gave like free
Mm,
turkeys. So it was
yeah.
very it was the family store, if I may.
Yes. And
Right.
I'm actually glad we mentioned that, especially good to the community. How important is it for entrepreneur or business to give back to the community? Because I know you give back to the community as much as you can.
Yeah.
I remember you're like, no, Camille, Saturdays are kind of tight because there's certain things I do on a Saturday. I'm like, okay, I respect it. And I like that because giving back to the community is very important. So, yeah, what would you say about giving back to the community is important to you?
I think just like the word feedback is a gift, can
Mm,
either accept it or flush it. I think giving back to the community is huge. I do it flippant. I do it not flippantly. I do it like religiously. I do
yeah,
it like it's just something you got to do.
yes.
If I kind of go back into time, a lot of folks kind of shared a lot of stuff with me, encouraging word, that
Mhm.
time, right?
Yeah.
So for me to give back my time to community, it's nothing. It's just I want to do it because when I do it,
Yes.
especially when I don't get anything in return, money, just the time
Mhm.
spending with folks is enough for me, right?
I know
So
it's
yeah,
very filling to
it's filling.
the
It's filling.
soul,
Yeah,
right?
so you got to give back as an entrepreneur. If you give back,
Mhm.
especially you give back, you don't talk about it.
Yeah.
The amount that you receive, it's just like
Mhm.
woo, right?
Because mostly the word of mouth. Because I want to talk about different marketing tools, but word of mouth. Jeez,
Yeah,
that's
powerful.
like, right. I think the last couple of years, it's mostly been word of mouth, and I know you've experienced that as well because every time I'm like, guys, frequency frequency event promotions, boom, boom, boom. Like you have to like link up with them, or even just promoting what you post is another way of getting out there. But what are your marketing tools that you like the most?
Well, the ones I could share.
Yes. I don't want you to give all the sauce because they
Yeah,
have to come to you, right?
but no, but in all fairness and honesty,
Mm,
you want to do a mix mash of everything.
yeah.
But you always want to keep in the back of your head or the front of your head, what's the most effective tool that can convey your message in a very quick and responsive time? So, you got the WhatsApp platform that has done wonders, not only for my business, but for your business, right? Multiple businesses, right? So,
Mhm.
but you can never forget the mega giants, like
Mhm.
the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the
Yes.
LinkedIn's, the Pinterest. But watch out for this new platform, which is kind of new,
Ah,
twitch.tv. Oh yeah.
true.
Oh yeah,
True.
twitch.tv. So you want to use every and anything to convey a message. Even word of mouth,
Mhm.
offline marketing, right? So online and offline marketing, it's a
Yeah.
good marriage. It's a good intersection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. The Twitch. Does that um cater to every or all types of industries?
No, it's more for gamers and DJs. But if
Yeah.
you think about the DJ, the mechanics of
Mhm.
a DJ is to basically be a master of many ceremonies. So through their vocal piece, the
Correct.
amount of messaging that they can convey is just enormous, right?
True.
So stay tuned in for more information. I'll give a good plug for a good friend of mine, DJ
Yeah.
Elegance. You could find him on
What?
twitch.tv on Tuesdays and Tuesdays as well as Thursdays.
Okay.
So yeah, DJ Elegance Twitch
Mhm.
TV, for those of you that are curious.
Mm. See, I remember tuning in one night, and I was
Ah,
like, "What? Here, a shout out!" And you know what? I feel like the shout out is like the same as the word of mouth, and not only because it like gives me like,
wow.
oh, they talked about me and all that stuff, but it also like, I think a recognition in the community is very important,
100%.
and hope more times you want it to be a positive
Right.
recognition than negative. But I mean, people every person has a different experience with people, right? And I would want to mention like the time I had experience with you, like it was lovely. Like you're very every time like I had an idea, you're like, okay, come here, I see what you're talking about, I feel it, boom. And then you would just like like if we had to revise it or anything, we'd communicate. So your communication skills is epic. And I'm just trying to be like you, sir.
Hey, I received that. I received that.
And then and even with the calendar, because you have a lovely calendar displayed, because people don't realize every year you need a calendar, right?
You do. Hey.
Every, like, why not showcase your business in a calendar? And doesn't it, and to ladies and gentlemen that are listening, is not that type of calendar. It's literally a business one where you were able to promote different businesses that you've been together with. And I like it because it had to do with real estate, finances, marketing, branding, and just multiple of things. And I just like that you were able to bring the community together, especially the Black folks. It's Black History Month. We have to come
Nice,
together
man.
and all that great stuff. So, are there any? Is that one of the tools that you like the best, like the calendar, or is there any other? Was it? Oh, I want to say medium, but that's not the right word. What is your favorite type of promoting a business or brand? I would say. I would ask.
It really depends. And I'm really trying to be honest. It
Yeah.
depends on the type of business that I'm marketing, right?
Mm.
So I mean, I feel I can market anything. Um, I feel that.
One, that's one,
No,
yes.
no. I mean, with the right
Yes.
information,
Mm.
with the right budget, I feel like I can convey a telling
Yes.
message of what that company or companies are trying to say. Um, but the good thing about what you just asked is there's so many different tools that you could use. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
budget permits, if you could
Yeah.
use all tools, you got an
Yes.
effective and very much so impactful, excuse me, my English there,
No way.
campaign, right? So, you
Yeah.
know, um,
And,
yeah,
and I
there you
love
go.
what you said. You said budget. Woo, woo, woo,
Oh,
woo.
yeah, that's a buzzword. There we go.
Jeez. What I think what is the ideal budget
Ooh,
for a business? So let's say, okay, so let's say a restaurant. Let's say a restaurant. They're cooking up, but they want more people to come to their business. So they have to think about the food. So there's the product. That's a percentage that they have to think of. There's marketing. That's a percentage. And there's also finances. What percentage should they have in their mind? So if they have 100%, how much should they put towards marketing? I know You know, but it's the reason why I ask it, because I think some folks don't take in consideration of their budget when it comes to certain things in their business. And that one is
That's
important.
that's such a beautiful question, but let's put something in, or let's put some pieces in perspective.
Okay.
Um, a marketing budget for a company who's first started out
Mm-hmm.
versus a company who's been in the game for, let's say, 10 years plus, there might be a
Mm-hmm.
difference in terms of percentage, right?
Agreed. Sure.
Right.
Yes.
But if you think about it, with marketing, it's to show the world, especially if you're a brand new business, hey, hello, everybody. I'm here. I
Yes.
exist. This is my place of business. This is where we reside.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to tell every cat, gerbil, human being that
Yes.
you exist. So that marketing budget, to me, you would really want to make it well spent. You want to do a cost analysis, because I mean, if you blow all of your money
Mm-hmm.
and your marketing, then what about,
Food
your
and
your food expense, right? Your staff,
exactly.
right? So, you want to make sure you have a good business plan. A business
Mm-hmm.
plan. You want to make sure you find an accountant. Hint, hint. Finance IQ. Just giving a quick plug. So these individuals and a marketer can all
Mm-hmm.
help you to kind of like figure out,
What's
what type of,
best?
what's the best way to kind of roll out and transform into the business that you want to be, right? Which is successful.
Sure.
For restaurants, a little information that I know about that, amongst
Mm-hmm.
other information. Uh, if you make it to 3 years in the restaurant business,
Yeah.
you've gone clear. Some businesses don't even make it to the first year, right? So, I mean, to
Very,
to be
very.
honest, you want to make sure that business plan, when you're first starting out,
Mm-hmm.
it's sound. It's sound.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I don't think people real. Okay, that's a great thing to say. Entrepreneurs, self-employed business owners don't acknowledge how crucial the first 3 years are. Right? They have to the business plan. How many business do you know that have like a solid business plan to be able to maneuver their finances and marketing and all that great stuff, and and being saying, hey, look at me, I want as many people as possible, but also provide a great service as well, and great food, because if we talk about a restaurant, we want good food. I know we have some chefs up in this place. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And also 3 years, once you get past that aspect, you are kind of in the clear. Is that for every business though? Do you think?
In my opinion, yes.
Okay.
It shows me that you've gone past the honeymoon period now, and
Mm,
you're ready for the long haul, right? But
yes.
with a business registry, it's valid for 5 years, right?
Yes, true.
So I mean, probably in your fourth year or 4 3/4, you'll know if you want to probably sell the business, have the
Mhm.
business dissolve,
Mm,
and not because it's dissolved means that you didn't do a good job. It probably
yeah,
just means that, what, for that industry at that particular time, you've
there's a
tapped
lot.
out, you cash out, and start something different, right? Bigger and better, and with more intel,
Knowledge.
right?
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
So that's what I would say to that.
That's a good one. Of course, I know that there's, there is a 5-year business license, but that's a good one. Like actually taking that into consideration, man. But no, y'all just keep seeing. You're gonna keep seeing us for longer than 5 years, And I love how you said the knowledge, because knowledge is key. And the main way that I was able to be introduced to you was because I was I was transitioning from full-time to self-employed, but I knew I didn't have all the tools and resources of how to be an entrepreneur. But I don't know, this wonderful guy I know, do you know him maybe? That had a book club, had a book club and was talking about certain books. And I was able to find one. I have most of the books, but I have one of them. Oh, the glare, The Power of Habit. So I was just, which one? Or I would like for you to name the books that you had for the book club, because I think it's very important for entrepreneurs to also keep their mind flowing or stimulated and figuring out great ways to make their business last longer than 3 years and even go to the 5 years and more. Which books did we try to read? Because of COVID, it was the only reason why it got mashed up. What was the
Yeah. So, I mean, just to give some context with the book club, I think that's a great way, especially as a brand new entrepreneur or even existing entrepreneur, to kind of be a part of.
Yes.
You only know what you know. And I think for me, for a person like myself at this stage of the game, I want to surround myself with folk where probably I'm not such the smartest guy in the room. So before I get into the book club piece, I think it's very imperative that you fly with people that are eagles, that are daring to soar, because I think that's the only way you're really gonna be that eagle, daring to soar. If you hang around with 10 rich people,
You want to know them.
I mean, you may not be rich as them, but you're probably a little bit more wealthier than not meeting them, right? So with the book club, I think reading as an entrepreneur is powerful, and I'm learning that. So for the book club that we actually put together, that you were a part of, we selected 6 books. The first book was 0 to 1. The second book was, I believe it was the Habit. The third book was The E-Myth by Michael E. Gerber. The fourth book was a Grant Cardone book. I can't remember the title of it. It's I got that one from the library, so I don't own that one. But
okay. No worries. No.
The next book was I believe it was
The Babylon.
The Babylon. So The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yes.
Author's name is Gleason or Gleesy.
Yeah.
And the sixth one, I'm kind of shaky and rocky on that one. But I'll tell you something. There's a book that I think all business owners should own. It's by an author by the name of Scott Stratton, and the name of the book is called Unmarketing. It talks about stop marketing, start engaging. So people will only buy from you if they like you, or if they like what you're saying, if it gravitates to them, right? Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it and how you do it too, right? So if I were to replace that book, I can't remember that we had in the book club as the 6th one. I'll replace it with Scott Stratton's book called Unmarketing.
So that's an idea.
Sorry?
So that's an idea.
That's an idea. That's an idea, right? The book is phenomenal. I read it front to back. I'm actually thinking of reading it again. Some people might be like, why would you reread it? Just for a different aha moment, right?
Exactly.
Right. So that's what I'd say to that.
I think any book that you read again means that it was amazing, and also that you kind of have to do highlights and just remember what you were trying to, what tools or messages they were trying to give, and then you have to repeat them, because if it's gold or lovely gems, of course I'm going to read it or listen to it again. I think there's like this book, The Power of Habit, is definitely one that you would want to read again, because it's not only business, but it has to do with your life too. So I would definitely recommend this book as well.
If I could also jump in.
Yeah.
There's a book that I just finished reading called Eat That Frog.
Yes.
And
I
it's
listened
by
to that too.
it's by Tracy oh my God, Brian Tracy. There you go. Oh my gosh. Brian
Yes.
Tracy, 21 ways to stop procrastinating
Yeah, of
and to get a lot done in a short space of time. Um, so what I'll say for that book, it's not going to teach you anything you don't know already, but I think
course.
what it does, it kind of hits in the back of your head, if I may,
Mm,
not physically, right? But
no. When I listened to it, I was like, "Jeez."
but it definitely kicks you into gear, and it keeps you accountable to yourself.
True.
You don't want to lie to yourself, right? But it keeps you
Exactly.
accountable to yourself. So
And it's actually, it is a short book, and it's a great listen as well. Like that's one that you can listen to constantly. So I'm glad you actually posted it on your WhatsApp story just to mention it, because like I mentioned before, word of mouth, that's the main reason or main way that people are able to acknowledge things, and it's really great. Like I really enjoyed listening to that. I know when people read the title, like, eat a frog, what? I'm like, you gotta read the title and stuff, right? So let's see. So those books. Are there any other books that you have been reading that you like?
I picked up one most recently,
Mm,
and I think when you're running a business and you're
mhm,
leading a team, it's always good to be a good leader, and an influential leader, where you can lead
mhm.
from not the front, but sometimes from the back, and let the team do their thing. Because I think
True.
once you kind of trust the process, your own process,
Mhm.
system, process, I think that's where you really get to see, you know, the gaps. How can you fill the gaps, right? So, so the book that I got, I
Mm.
haven't given it a good read yet. It's by Jennifer Brown. It's called How to Be an Inclusive Leader: Your Role in Creating Cultures of Belonging Where Everyone Can Thrive. So
You
it
know, you
was,
have
yeah.
to you have to send me the we just need
Yeah,
to see the photo. That's all.
for sure, for sure, for sure. So the goal for me, for at least for the next 6 months, is to read a book a month. Whether I do it remains to be seen, but that's the goal.
So I feel like that's a challenge that I'm going to have to keep you accountable with,
Sure. Hey, let's do that.
and also try to do that, because that is one thing I want to do as well. How do you feel about audiobooks though?
I'm not allergic to it because I've never really indulged in it. But for me, I guess I'm old school.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at a young age, I even went to the library, probably like 14, 15 on my own to learn about LANs and
Yes.
WANs, local area networks, wide area networks. This is when they said IT was on the decline. But boy, were they wrong, because IT's on the rise now, right? So, right. So,
Skyrocket.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm more of an old school guy. I like reading books. I like the feel of it. To
Yeah.
hear it, audio, I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe I should try it. I'll give it a try.
Try a thing. Try.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think if you try it with a book you've read, it will probably not only make you remember things that you read, but also you'll be like, you know what? This thing not bad after all.
Doesn't
And
hurt to
all that good
try.
stuff, right? So I was, in the next 6 months, one book a month.
That's the goal.
That's a good goal. So I wanna, anyone that's listening, or watching at this moment, I want you guys, or ladies and gentlemen, to have that type of goal as well, whether it's personal, business, and all that good stuff. Try to stimulate your mind, because I think that's the one thing that, I don't want to say lacking, but I'm going to use lacking in like what's going on, like the pandemic and stuff. Like we have to learn how to keep our mind learning, because you learn something new every day. You learn something new every day or every week. Let's say every week, you know? and all
Tomato,
that.
tomato, tomato, tomato.
Ah! And I was wondering, because I know that you are an entrepreneur, also executive director in a business, and you have so many things under your belt. What during those journeys, what was like the 3 things that you wish you knew about personal finance when you're starting everything, especially as an entrepreneur?
Um, Shop around for a good accountant.
Okay.
An accountant that's probably a tax preparer, a CGA, and I think there's this. I think it's tax preparer, CGA, and a CA, chartered accountant.
Yeah, or CPA as well. I think
CPA, that's the one. Yeah,
they
they
changed
changed
to
it.
CGA. Yeah,
Okay,
it's if you're old school.
right. So even if you have to interview personnel, do that, because I think if you have a good accountant, they're able to kind of tell you how you could even change your status from, let's say, a sole proprietor to probably a partnership, or probably even to an INC, right?
Exactly.
Or scrap the whole thing, because
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing, you're basically probably better being, I don't know, an
That's
investor, or I don't know, have your own nonprofit. But I
yes.
think finding somebody that has that sound information about taxes, you're doing yourself good justice. 2, the question was, I guess, basing it on finance. Can you repeat the
Personal
question?
finance.
Sorry.
Yeah. What are the
Personal.
3 things? What are the 3 things that you wish you knew about personal finance? And it could be personal, obviously, or as an entrepreneur.
Well, also you probably want to find out about investments. Investments. What can you do with this, like, say, extra money that you've generated? I mean, are you just going to
Yes.
put it back in the business? You probably
Mm-hmm.
could, but are you going to put all of it back in the business, or could you take a percentage and put it towards, let's say, stocks? Another thing too is probably a lot of people now. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like on the fence. So
Yeah.
we're leaving brick and mortar to now click and order. But for folks that are investing in the brick and mortar,
Yeah.
do you really want to lease your space, or do you want to own your space? So if you've been in business, let's say, I don't know, 10 years now, where
Yeah.
now the business has a lot more customers than it did in its first year, you've renewed the business now twice, you're now at, you're sitting on some good
Capital.
financial wealth capital that you could connect with a realtor. A good realtor to connect with is JR Realty, Mr. Just Right Thomas. I don't know if he's listening, or
I see him in the live.
oh yeah, there we go. So for all of your real estate needs, connect with JR Thomas, Mr. Just Right. He's very knowledgeable in residential and commercial real estate. But yeah, I mean, the business, if it has that amount of money, why just keep it in the bank? Probably take that money and own your property. And then if the business dissolves, you cash out, you sell the property. You would have made money. You wouldn't have
Exactly.
lost.
That's true.
So
And
that's
I
what I would say.
and I love that you mentioned those 3 aspects. Obviously, because I do taxes and tax season's coming, folks.
That's right. That's right.
But also having like a bookkeeper and an accountant are very important, because they're able to have, they play 2 different roles, and they are very essential for your business and the investments, or investing, I should say. You're having another stream of income if the business is in struggling times, let's say. At least you'll know that you have like a backup plan as well. And then also owning the property. That's a good one. I mean, I think it's great to talk to, once again, the accountant to see if that is ideal for your business, because they're able to help you prosper even longer in your business. So I'm glad you asked those, or you said those certain things. Let's see. I feel like there's something you're that's coming up in the future for you. And I'm just not, I just don't know. I see you wearing something, and you know what's crazy is that I'm wearing something as well.
Yeah.
that talks about it. So like what's going on in your world, sir? What's in the future for you?
Well, seeing that you're asking, Frequency Event Promotions is marketing a very good, how do I say it, initiative that's actually spearheaded by IAAE Consulting. So initially, I Am an Entrepreneur. It was an initiative where we interviewed entrepreneurs from Toronto, just basically striking up a conversation about business on a whole, pitfalls, successes, the startup story. Because of COVID, we actually put the initiative in the closet. But then, thinking about COVID and thinking about, wait a second, this was a great initiative. Let's take it out of the closet, dust it off, give it some new shoes, a new blazer, what have you, right?
Yeah.
And it's now back, and it's back bigger than ever, and it's more for the rise of the entrepreneur. So it's now leaving the platform that it was, which was work in conjunction with a nonprofit organization. It's now as a standalone, and it's now kind of it's emerging into a for-profit initiative. But putting that to the side, it's all about the upliftment, education, build awareness about entrepreneurship for both new and existing entrepreneurs. So where this platform is going, it's going really good. Good word is going around real quick. The progressive growth about it, it's happening very organically. Right. So I Am an Entrepreneur podcast. It's coming very soon. Camille Smith, which is to my left, probably to your right, is a participant and supporter of it. So I would say to this point now, Camille, we've interviewed 60 plus entrepreneurs in Toronto, Canada alone.
Jeez.
From 2018 to present day. Right. So this is a platform I really encourage you to jump on. Frequency Event Promotions is actually doing a lot of the marketing promotion of it. So where you can kind of get a whiff of it is by going on our IG channel, which is Frequency Event Promotions. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and guess what? Tell a friend, right? So we're hoping to do podcasts, or we're already doing them, but we're hoping to do in-person webinars, hoping to do a conference. This thing is just going to be action ready, so thank you for asking about it. So anybody wearing the shirt, they're part of the tribe, not even the community. I don't believe in community and networks anymore. I believe in tribes. So if you see somebody wearing the shirt, they're part of the tribe. And if you're not wearing the shirt, get your shirt. That's what we made to be the tribe, right?
Exactly. Why wouldn't you want to be part of a tribe, right?
That's right.
And I really like the concept of the podcast, is because I think a lot of folks need to find the proper resource, or find the proper tools on how to still become successful or keep pushing through. There's a lot of people, and example, you said that you put it in the back burner during the pandemic, and you're like, there's just so much opportunity when it comes to, like, there's been made millionaires, multimillionaires with the pandemic in itself. Like, people are able to find ways to break through, and I'm excited to hear. 60 people? My gosh.
It's about that. But you said something, and the word pivot. I used to play a lot of sports. So when I heard the word pivot, like, are we talking about basketball here? But pivot, when you really look at it, it's literally moving in a direction that can work, that you could probably test to see that angle versus that angle. But we feel with this angle at this time, oh man, it's working wonders. especially doing everything online virtually. Oh man, it's the best thing since hardo bread, right? Or sliced bread, right? Sorry. I had to throw that in
I
there.
was gonna say sliced bread, but as soon as you said hard bread, I was like, we just got some.
Sorry. I got carried away there.
I love it. No, by all means, like we've been talking about food all this time. You would think we have like a plate or something beside us afterwards, right? You always well, actually no, I did get a message that there is food upstairs, so I'm happy and stuff. And
There
I
we
know
go.
you have a nice big meal and everything. The hands does wonders when you're a chef or a killer in the kitchen and stuff. But I know that even though you have the podcasts happening, you're still promoting. I think I asked this already, but I'm going to ask again. What is the specialties that you do again, sir? And what's your favorite one? I think I asked you this, but I want to just know again.
No worries. That's no problem. So basically, the premise of what FrequencyEventPromotions.com is we design, we promote, and we print. So with designing, it's graphic design work, website creation, right? With the promotion aspect, we can get your product, your service to different users on different platforms through social media marketing, right? Right.
I have to remind myself. You said website. I was like, ooh.
Right. Video marketing, which is on the rise. If you really want to tell a conveying message about your product, your service, your event,
yes,
no mixed order. Video marketing with a telling message, encouraging folks to basically take action, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but now, like right now, video marketing. So we do a lot more than that. Printing, small print, large print, business cards, postcards, banners, books. If you're an aspiring writer, we could print books. So there's really no, if you have a restaurant, you need signage, we can help you out, right? If you need an ATM machine in your business, we can help you out. So pretty much we are full suite.
Yes.
Pretty much we are community friendly. Pretty much you can contact us at 647-317-2170 extension 1. FrequencyEventPromotions.com. We design, we promote, and we print.
I definitely need you to put your information so I can put it on the description, because I know once folks listen to this, they're gonna want to call you up. I've been promoting you since day one, and I appreciate everything you do, because how many times, like as of late, people are like, I just see you just up and rising. I see these photos and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, you guys don't even know how hard it is. If anyone ever seen behind the scenes.
It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. A lot of work.
Right? Everyone sees me like, just joyful and stuff. Whew, those behind the scenes, repeating certain things, but I love it. And I'm always down to support and be part of the tribe, so I appreciate you, sir. I know you appreciate me too, and it's been an honor. And I know I had to like encourage you to do this lovely podcast and stuff. And I think it's a stepping stone for you to get your feet wet with yours. And when you get lives like this, you'll be a pro. You'll be like, we don't need to edit anything. I already know what I'm gonna say.
Well, if I could just say two things. One, I like to thank you because you, ever since you became a client, I think the relationship is just more than invoice receipt. And that's another thing I think that all business owners should really kind of take into to play, that there's transactional relationships, but it doesn't have to be like that. You know, let's face it, we're all human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes what I do, I kind of put business to the side and I say, you know, like, how are you doing today, Camille? Like, how are you? Right. So
Exactly.
for me, it goes beyond the invoice and the receipt.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally, and I think it's good
Building.
for your business too, building. So to be honest with you, just to be very honest, we haven't really done the marketing promotion that we would like to do. A lot of
Yes.
how we're successful is just referrals from, let's say, beautiful people like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So keep the referrals coming. Keep the referrals good, right? But
Absolutely.
the thing is, you know, it's beautiful to know that people that you've worked with, they
Yeah,
feel so good about your service that they want to advocate for your business. You know
true.
what I mean?
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
have
go
a
ahead.
question. I have a
Sure.
question from Junior Thomas, Realty.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there-
Okay, so he's on the call. He's on the call.
He's like, when marketing your brand, telling your story, how do you decide what to share, keeping a balance between business and personal so people can get to know you, like you trust you or do business with you?
So there's three words I like to say to everybody that's on the call.
Mm-hmm.
Like, know, trust. Like, know, trust. You want people to like you, to know you, to trust you.
Mm,
I think all relationships are just organic. You know, you don't want to probably say too much. You might
yeah.
lose people in the sauce, but
Mm-hmm.
just say enough,
Yes.
enough. And that, see where that brings
It's like a
tomorrow, right?
relationship.
It's a relationship, right? Relationship, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Mhm. And
Beautiful
that,
question.
and I feel like you did talk about that with the book that you've mentioned, the unmarketing, is that it's
Yes.
engaging with individuals
Stop
because
marketing. Stop marketing.
exactly
Start
start.
engaging.
Mm-hmm.
Start
So,
engaging.
so Junior Thomas, that was a lovely question because once again, to entrepreneurs, self-employed, business owners, or even people that are just in a job, 9 to 5, um, start building relationships because you, even in a job, you'll realize once you start having authentic relationships, platonic, of course, you'll be able to get a better understanding of the business and you'll be able to go up the ladder. I think that's sometimes goals that folks have, and you'll be able to learn a different type of skills. So if you want to transition into a business, you have all the knowledge because you were able to build this relationship. And it's the same thing with like a mentor. Um,
That's another thing that's key. You need a
mhm,
mentor. And I find mentors,
mhm.
it's better when they don't, it's better when a mentor doesn't know that they're your mentor.
Yeah,
I might,
honestly,
you might need to let that marinate a bit.
yep, yep.
Try it. You'd be surprised what
It's
you
true.
find out. Yeah,
I
100%.
Even though my mentor didn't know he was my mentor until I told him, I was like, I don't think you know, but you're my mentor. And
Right.
I really look up to you. He's like, stop it. I was like, no, you're really amazing and all that great. And because I've learned so much in such small span. And I just encourage, yeah, anyone, personal business, get yourself a mentor, right?
Doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. Or a coach. I know some folks say the coaching as well. So whatever floats your boat, you should be able to get that. So yeah. So I I don't want to keep you all night because I know we could talk for hours. But I definitely would like folks to like, subscribe, share, and all that great stuff. And please contact Christopher Lawrence from Frequency Event Promotions if you want to boost up your branding and marketing. Is there anything you want to say, sir, before we wrap up?
I think you pretty much said it. But yeah, if you're looking for marketing, advertising, and promotion, you can call us at 647-317-2170 extension 1. If you'd like to drop us a line, an email, you can do it at info@frequencyeventpromotions.com. And just remember this: we design, we promote, and we print. My name is Christopher Lawrence. Thanks for having me.
See, you have that lovely voice that works. So everyone's gonna love your voice in the podcast and stuff. So ladies, don't worry. You'll be able to enjoy this episode because the voice is nice, right? The voice nice, voice sweet. You know I'm silly, Christopher. You know it.
I had to mute myself because I'm dying over here. Camille. But no, please support. I support Camille from Fitness IQ. Check her out. Excellent tax preparer. She knows her stuff. So please check her out. FitnessIQ.com. Camille Smith.
Christopher Lawrence, big up. Anyway.